Okay, Christina here to listen to some music, and today's music selection is 1 Week by BARENAKED Ladies. So this band is from Canada. They started in 1988. This song came out in 1998. The name of the band definitely sounds familiar to me. I can't quite place what their music is. Maybe I'll recognize it once I hear it. It's definitely something I haven't taken a close look at, so that's kind of one of the reasons why we're here on the channel. It was a direct request, and I always appreciate those because, again, it gives me the chance to take a look at stuff like this that I normally did not stop and notice before. But we're not just here for me to learn things. Hopefully you all gain something from this as well. I am a professional classically trained musician, instrumentalist, vocalist, composer, and professor. So we dive into all the little details of this music, how it was written, all the instrumentation, maybe some instrument demos, and of course, how do we relate to this music? Why do we like it so much, or why do we not like it? So I've been told this one's a lot of fun. Can't wait to dig in. So no more delay. Let's listen. Okay, let's go.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Hold it now, I want a hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the chalet Swiss. I like the sushi cause it's never touch a frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes. Speak like Leanne rhymes because I'm all about value. Bert Camper's got the mad hits. You try to match wits, you try to hold me but I bust through. Gonna make a break and take a fake out like a sink and ache and shake out like vanilla. It's the finest of the flavors. Gonna see the show cause then you'll know the vertigo is gonna go cause it's so dangerous you'll have to sign a waiver. Can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, well you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of taking off my shirt.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Threw your arms in the air and said you
Okay. So yeah, now this is really starting to sound familiar. So yeah, I'm sure I've heard this song before. Okay. So for those of you who are not new to the channel, you will recall that I often say that I am a music first person and then lyrics. There are lyrics first people and then there are music first people, and I am a music first person. And that does not mean that I don't appreciate the lyrics. I love lyrics in music. I just don't hear them first. Some of you might be thinking then, what do I think about rap music? I tend to process it the same. I will hear the music in the background first, and if the repeated phrases are interesting enough to grab me, I'll stick around and then pay attention to the words. So yeah, when the words here started flying by, I was like, yep, no way. Not gonna catch him. So I will be looking up some lyrics here in just a moment. But so far, it is a lot of fun. So let's just keep going. Here we go.
crazy. 5 days since you tackled me. I still got the red burns on both my knees. It's been 3 days since the afternoon. You realize it's not my fault, but I'm only too soon. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, and now I'll sit back and wait till you say you're sorry.
China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our maisons. I hope the smoky man's in this one like Harrison Ford. I'm getting frantic, like Sting and Pentrick. Like Snickers guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Okay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai. Gonna get a set of better clubs, gonna find the kind with tiny dumpsters on my irons and always flying off the backswing. Gonna get into my Sailor Moon, cause that cartoonist got the boom anime babes that make me think the wrong thing. How can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile, though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of losing my shirt.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Dropped your arms to the sides and said I'm sorry. 5 days since I laughed at you and said you just did just what I thought you were gonna do. 3 days since the living room. We realized we're both to blame, but what could we do? Yesterday, you just smiled at me, cause it'll still be 2 days till we say we're sorry. It'll still be 2
Okay. All right. Something hit me right towards the end. And I think this is right. In fact, maybe I was told this before and I just totally forgot, but it's coming back. Okay. Were these the guys that did the Big Bang Theory theme song? Because the lead vocalist and just a few things about it and then how fast it goes, it sounds very familiar. I did watch that show. I love that show. Okay, I think that's them. I think I was told that at one point, but I don't know. I have a lot of music that I'm learning about and keeping track of. So if I'm wrong, just let me know. But I think that's it. Okay, I love those realizations though. Okay, that was a lot of fun. And at first I was going to say this is going to be different than a lot of the music that we're listening to here on the channel recently, because we've been doing a lot of prog rock and a little bit of folk and some heavy metal. And so here is this. I don't know what this genre would be called, because we've done a little bit of 90s, but some of it's been grunge or again, more folky. But this is different. And I really do like to have a good variety of stuff here on the channel. So this is fun. But at the same time, I heard some influences of some of the stuff that I've been listening to on the channel. There was something about the middle section, the instrumental section, that was so finely layered. It almost seemed like a jazz session kind of song. And my ear was just really trying really hard to pick up all of the subtle layers that were being put in there. It reminds me of, sand art, where you take like a glass container and you put fine layers of colored sand in there. It was like that. It was very delicately placed, but it was very thick. And then the outside view of it is just a lot of fun. So when I listen to music like this, I try to imagine, what is it that the fans of this music really enjoy? And how can I enjoy that too? So one thing is all of the neat sounds. So let's go back to the beginning. And it's a great opening. It's really iconic. And actually, now that I think about it, it also is a lot like the Big Bang Theory, where they sort of have a little sort of hop and a skip at the beginning. Something, the whole universe isn't a hot, dense state. So, bum, 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 slower words. And then it just, da, 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 it just takes off. And so that's kind of what this did as well. And again, it's very iconic. But then immediately there was like this boom sound, and it was really cool. So let's hear it.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cock your head to the sides and I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get that together.
It's so funny.
Come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Hold it now and watch the hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the...
Okay, again, we'll get to the lyrics in just a second, but that was just a lot of fun. That boom sound. And so many layers in there. And a lot of it is sort of a treble sound. So it makes sense that that bass boom is sort of there to sort of balance it out. And then the voice is right in the middle. And yeah, there's not really a whole wide range of notes being used. But that's the style. That's the point here. So the music has to sort of fill in the gaps. And then that bass sound is the one that's more prominent. It sounds like a timpani when you strike the timpani and then you adjust the pedal as it's going boom. And then there are some cool guitar lines. So like when the words started to pick up and go faster, I was hearing ding 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 bum bum ba-dum, bum bum ba-dum, sort of a syncopated offbeat pattern. So let's hear that beginning again, because again, it's very iconic.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cock your head to the sides and I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get that together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I...
Yeah, okay, so really the percussion is very thick. That color of the sand is a really thick stripe. But then I'm also hearing so many other guitars. I'm hearing acoustic guitars, electric guitars, that bass. There's another bass line in there, and then the little scoopy bass thing, and so thick and rich. And again, that needs to be there to support that more monotone, which just means one note vocal line. So really there are only like maybe 4, maybe 5 notes total that the vocalist is using, but it's a nice steady pattern in the middle of our sand art here, to continue on with that example. But that beginning, like I said, the iconic beginning, it starts out with the name of the song. So they're not wasting any time. And I think I get that because this song is less than 3 minutes long. And I did notice that it was rather short. Now I see why. Because they crammed all of those lyrics into this short little song. And it's so thick and rich that if it was any longer, it would be too sweet, too much. Okay, let's go to the middle section because it slowed down a little bit and gave us a little breathing room, and it was just really cool. Let's hear it. What's that little bubbly sound? It's almost a guitar solo, but it's all atmosphere. Oh, that's neat. That little carryover like that. Okay, so it was almost a guitar solo, but then again, all of the textures. I just picture lots of sand falling, being put into the container. And it's a mix of all of those band instruments along with some fun electronic sounds. So I don't know what the bubbly stuff was, going all over. I don't know. I'm a Gen Xer, so for those of you who can relate to this, it sort of sounds like the same noises for like pigs in space on the Muppet Show. If you know, you know. So this is just sort of out of this world. You never know what's going to be at the next turn. And so I thought maybe there was going to be an instrumental solo, but it really never amounted to a huge, big solo. And then it sort of, that da-da-da-da, carrying on out when the voice picked back up. That's a really cute gesture. I love it. I love it. Okay. So let's go to the lyrics. I still have no idea what the song is about. Wow. Okay. I'm scrolling and scrolling. A whole lot of lyrics in under 3 minutes. Okay. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Okay, I definitely heard that line. But after that, cocked your head to the side and said, I'm angry. Okay. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying, get that together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. What happened in the living room? I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday, you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry. Hold it now and watch the hood wink as I make you stop, think. You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. Okay, I thought I heard Aquaman. Wasn't my imagination. I summoned fish to the dish, although I like the chalet Swiss. I like the sushi because it's never touched a frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes, big like Leanne Rhymes. Okay, I think I heard that too. Because I'm all about value. Okay, Bert Camford's got the mad hits. You try to match wits. You tried to hold me, but I bust through. Gonna make a break and take a fake. I'd like a stinking aching shake. Oh my goodness, I can barely say this slowly. How does he do that so fast? No way. Okay, I like vanilla. It's the finest of the flavors. Gotta see the show, because then you'll know the vertigo is gonna grow, because it's so dangerous. Oh, is that dangerous? Okay, you'll have to sign a waiver. How can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile, though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean? Well, you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of taking off my shirt. So is that losing your mind or just being really carefree? It's been 1 week since you looked at me, threw your arms in the air and said, "You're crazy." 5 days since you tackled me. I've still got the rug burns on both my knees. It's been 3 days since the afternoon you realized it's not my fault. Not a moment too soon. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, and now I sit back and wait till you say you're sorry. Okay, so people are having an argument, and 2 days till I say I'm sorry, and then 2 days till you say you're sorry. And was it China the Chinese chicken? What? You have a drumstick? Your brain stops ticking? Like Harrison Ford, I'm getting frantic. Like Sting, I'm tantric. Like Snickers, guaranteed to satisfy. Okay, now we're talking about golfing? All right, but then we're back to the chorus, sort of, or the bridge. How can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? So is that mad as an angry? Did say angry at the beginning, but are we talking more like this person is not quite together? Trying not to smile, though I feel bad. Okay, and so now we're back. So how does the argument end? It's been 1 week since you looked at me, dropped your arms to your sides and said, "I'm sorry." 5 days since I laughed at you and said, "You just did just what I thought you were going to do." 3 days since the living room. Boy, lots of stuff happened in the living room. We realized we're both to blame, but what could we do? Yesterday you just smiled at me, because it'll still be 2 days till we say we're sorry. So I'm not sure if this is a serious song or not. It seems kind of like it is. It seems like there's a couple, could just be friends, get into an argument, trying to figure out who should apologize, and then you both end up apologizing and taking responsibility for what's going on. Does this have a bigger meaning? Is it more like global relations? I mean, they're talking a lot about pop culture and a couple mentions of things from other countries around the world. So there is just a lot jam-packed into this one little song. So if you happen to know what the actual meaning is behind this, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, there is just one other really cool effect that I wanted to mention, and that's that little orchestra hit that happens. I like how it sort of marked the end of the big sections, not the chapters, but like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. And I believe it ended with it too, and just kind of echoed out into the great beyond. Let's hear it. That. And it ends with a really nice steady chord at the end, with the tonic in the bass, and then the third in the higher guitar at the top. So it kind of leaves you with a nicer feeling. So is there a lot of angst in this? I don't know. Some conflict, yes. But maybe we got it worked out by the end. And it was all sort of punctuated with that last little orchestra hit. And that's sort of like the opposite of that bass. So the conflict and the resolution. Okay, so that was 1 week by BARENAKED LADIES. And it was a lot of fun. I definitely do remember hearing the song before, but I definitely have not heard it like this. This was really cool. All of the different layers. And then really getting to take a look at all of the words that just flew by. And the way the words were delivered was really cool. It was more like scat. And it was really fun with how certain syllables were elongated or accented, and the lines almost kind of ran together. So it almost sounds like digga 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 digga. You know, it's just really cool. So I'm still not sure about the meaning. There was definitely some kind of conflict happening there. It sounds like it was resolved, but I don't know. And then there was just a bunch of other random details kind of thrown in there, like pop culture references. So I don't know if it's meant to just be nonsense or tell a story, but it's definitely not just thrown out there. There's a definite organization to it, definite intention musically to it. And without this close listen here, I wouldn't have been able to pick up on that. And really, just a ton of stuff jam-packed into a nice little package here. It was really fun. And I also think I'm right about the Big Bang Theory. Make sure to let me know if that's right. And if so, the styles are similar. It totally makes sense. So now maybe I know 2 different songs by BARENAKED Ladies. Also the name. Anybody know why they're called the BARENAKED Ladies? I don't know. But, sometimes it's just because, and maybe that's why this song is here, is just because, and you can listen to it and have fun just because. So, will it go on my playlist? Yes, I definitely have room for some high energy songs just like this. Will I be able to eventually sing along with it? Maybe. I'd have to work at it. I don't know how this guy does it. He's amazing. I'm thoroughly impressed. I would never write music with that many words and torture myself trying to perform them or have other people perform all those words. But if he wants to take on that challenge and he can do that efficiently, all power to him. We are here to listen. So thanks for coming along with me on this fun adventure. Let me know what other songs by BARENAKED Ladies I should listen to. And as always, just remember that you don't have to be perfect. Just be okay. And keep listening.